I don't believe in objective morality, and neither do you.
So it's just like your feelings. That's why you think it's bad.
I would say it's a collective reality about human beings, which is the closest we can get to objective. You think Sky Daddy says so is what
Yeah.
determines whether or not it's right or wrong?
Well, that's what an objective standard is, right?
In what way is that okay, well,
It means it's ground.
you don't know what
Sorry, go ahead.
objective means. What does objective mean?
Objective means it's grounded in something that's unchangeable. Like it's there's no subjectivity to it. It doesn't change.
Not exactly. It means true in all cases.
Sorry, what does objective standard mean then?
I said true in all cases. So yeah, another way you could put it is
Oh yeah.
stance independent. So if things that are right or wrong are defined and decided by a God with a mind, then they can't be objective
Why can it not be objective?
because it's subjective. Because God is a subject. God has a mind, and God
Okay, but
forms
if God is the
opinions.
single subject, that means it's objective
It's
because
a
it's
completely
extrinsic of
incoherent
humans.
concept. God is the single subject.
Is a sub if you're talking about the mind, yeah, we're talking about the subject of the mind.
What is that? Okay, I only have
Then
one
yes, if
mind,
he's the
and I
single
say
subject,
Christianity is people that believe in Christianity have farty
that's why I
pants.
said it's based off
Therefore,
of
it's
your
objective.
feelings.
Does God have
That's what I'm
feelings?
saying. It's based off your feelings.
Does God have feelings?
Oh, I'm lagging. If you're talking about the incarnate, yeah, like human feelings, if you're talking about the person of the Son, sure. But if you're talking about like the divine God that we talk about, like in essence, then I would say it's not the same type of feelings that we have.
Okay, so this is just called special pleading.
No, it's just proper categorization.
It's what? I'm not
It's
I'm not
called
talking
proper
about the
categorization.
category of God. I'm saying if if basing what you think is right or wrong based on somebody's opinion, their feelings, whatever, is not objective and doesn't work, and God has those same properties, and you're sourcing your morality from exactly the things that you dismiss, but when it comes from God, then you are special pleading.
It's
It's
I
not
literally gave you the
objective in any
symmetry
way.
break. Sure.
You
Oh, I'm
didn't.
lagging again. I just told you I was proper categorization because when you talk about special pleading, you're talking about how we're taking one category and we're applying different intrinsic uh, properties to it that we wouldn't apply to every other category of the same type. So I gave you the symmetry breaker. If God is unchanging and his objective truth or his truth is going to be what the same in all cases, then it would, by your definition, be objective because it
That
doesn't
wouldn't be
change.
objective because it's stance dependent.
I
Plus,
mean, I guess then what's
God
that?
literally changes his mind multiple times.
No, that's called metaphorical language.
What? You're saying God has never
When did he
changed
change
his
his mind?
mind? What?
No, he hasn't changed his mind.
He
When?
Do we live in a new covenant?
Sure, but that's like a
Get wrecked,
fulfillment. It's not
nerd.
him changing his
Did
mind.
God say, I have relented of the decision to destroy these people in the book of
Wait, but that's contingent. That's contingent upon time passing, right? Because time
oh,
passes, so
so
there's new
God changes his
cultures. He's
mind
not
then,
gonna.
okay.
His moral law is gonna be the same. No, his moral law is gonna be the same, but it's gonna be contingent upon
No,
the
it literally isn't
ideals and
because
stuff that
God
we have.
changes his mind.
What does he change? Please tell me.
Do you live in a new covenant?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, then God's morality has changed. The covenant
How
is
does his?
now.
Please show me an example of where his morality changes, please.
Do we live in a new covenant?
How is that an example? It's just in a new agreement.
Yeah.
It's a new
So
agreement with
the
different
rule
people.
the
It doesn't
rules
mean
no so the old rules no longer apply. Are you subject to the old law?
it's moral law.
I'll help you out. The answer is no. Are you subject to the old
Sorry,
law?
I lagged. What did you say?
Are you subject to the old
No,
law?
I'm not.
Okay, then the
No,
rules
I'm
have
not.
changed.
Wait,
Is the
wait.
law is the
His
law
moral
part
law
of
is the
God's moral
exact same, but
framework?
because
Is the
in a,
law
yeah, in
part
a
of
sense,
God's
right?
moral framework?
No, you can have a different agreement with
Is
different
the
people
law
while
part
still
of
maintaining
God's
the
moral
same moral law.
framework?
Do you agree or not? Why are you running from my question?
I'm not paying attention to your
You can
question
have a
because I'm
different
asking
agreement
you a
with different
question.
people while maintaining the same moral law.
Oh, so it's changed. Okay. So
What?
Jews are subject to the old moral law?
How does it change?
Do you think a Jew can go to
Dude,
heaven?
yes, because it's a different agreement. It's a different agreement. The moral law is the same. Of course. What?
Oh, a lot of Christians don't think that
Of
Jews can go to
course.
heaven.
Lagging.
Yeah, you are kind of
Are you
lagging.
talking about like Jews now?
Yes,
Jews now or Jews then?
now.
Because it's a different context. Oh, now? No, they reject the Messiah.
Jesus.
Of course, I think that if they accept the
You
Messiah, that they can
just
go to
said
heaven.
that the old law still you said a little bit ago that the old law still applies to the people under the old covenant.
What? No, those Jews are not under the old covenant. The old covenant was fulfilled.
Well, it
They
literally
think
it
they're under the
literally
old covenant,
wasn't according to
but they won't
Jesus,
call it
but
the old covenant. They'll just call it the covenant.
God's moral framework has changed over time. There we go.
No, I just
I am
explained to you,
giving
you
you
can
over
have an agreement with a
600
different.
specific moral commandments that you must abide by.
You name
Oopsie,
one.
now it's over. That's a change in the moral framework.
Name one change in his moral framework, please.
Are
I'm
you
asking you. Substantiate what you're
is the
saying.
old law still in effect?
It's a different group of
Is the
people.
old law still in effect?
No,
No. Okay, so I just gave you over 600 changes. Would you like more?
that's oh my God. You
Oh,
realize
you're
you can have
false
an
god.
agreement with
Yeah, I
different
agree.
people? Huh. It seems like you're just interrupting because you can't actually substantiate what you're saying. Can
The
you give
the
me an example of
problem
a
the
change? First,
problem
that's my
is
first challenge to you.
the
Okay.
main problem is the lag, and sometimes your voice is really quiet, sometimes it's normal.
Oh dang, that's all right.
So you asked for one
Maybe I'll
change and I
pop
gave
back
you
on
over
when I come back.
600 of them. So
But you didn't give me one. You just said
I
is the
gave you
new
over
covenant not the
600
old
of
covenant?
them.
Thank you, bro. You substantiated that it's a different agreement with different people, but the moral
Yeah, so
framework
it
doesn't
changed.
change.
Yeah.
Name an example of a change in moral framework. Name one
Is
example.
the old
That's
covenant
my challenge to
still
you.
in effect? No.
Name an
Therefore, it
example
has
of a law,
changed.
please. Name an example of a moral framework claim that God has made that changed within the new covenant. Please go.
The new covenant is different than the old covenant, so there you go.
Okay, name a change in moral framework just because it's different.
The fact that we live in a new covenant and the fact
Oh
that
my
the
God.
old laws
Yeah,
have been
he's
taken away.
no, this guy's insane. Sorry, say again.
Yeah, that's fucking precious, dude. Do you know what an amendment to the Constitution is?
Yes, yes. It
It's a
just means you're
change, right?
changing it.
Oh, so if we
Yes.
rescind an amendment, then we've changed the Constitution,
If
right?
you're amending it, it means you're making a
Has the
change
old
based on the
covenant been
times. Yeah.
rescinded? Yes. Has it changed?
No, no,
Yes.
not rescinded in the sense that you're talking about. No. Okay, answer your own questions. If you want to debate yourself, you can debate yourself. Answering your own questions isn't going to get you anywhere.
Well, no,
I
I'm
just
doing that
told you. You
because
give
you're
me
either
one
incapable of
example of a
understanding
moral
it or
framework.
just really dishonest. One
Give me an
example,
example.
okay, there were these
I've been asking
600
you.
laws and they no longer apply. There you go. There's
Wait,
over
last I
600
checked,
changes.
600. Last I checked, 600 is
Is
not
greater
numerically
than one,
identical
yes.
to
So
one.
I have
Yeah.
definitely exceeded your
Give
expectations.
me an example of a law.
The entire old covenant.
Give me one.
Are you
A
circumcised?
single law.
Are you circumcised?
Yes.
Do you need to be?
Yes. Yeah.
Not according to the
Spiritually.
Bible.
No, spiritually, you have to be circumcised.
What the fuck does spiritually circumcised mean?
It just you can look it up. It's or I guess I can't really bring it to you.
So yeah, there's this thing about like circumcision of the heart or whatever. So do you have your entire foreskin?
Oh, why is this dude asking me? Can we just talk about how these atheists are asking me what my bodily autonomy looks like, bro?
Do you have your entire
You could have
foreskin?
picked a different law. I'm just for the
That's
sake of
weird.
argument. I'm
It's
just gonna
weird
say
that you're
no.
so uncomfortable with God's covenants with people. It's almost as if you have
No,
pathetic,
it's really
puny,
weird that
weak
you're
faith,
asking me
and
about
you
it.
think that God's own holy commandments and covenants are taboo subjects. You're gonna fucking burn in hell, boy, for that. Anyways, do you have all of your
Crash out
foreskin?
king, crash out king.
Do you have all of your
For the
foreskin?
sake of argument, I'll say no.
Do you have your entire foreskin?
I just said no.
Okay, do you need to have your entire foreskin?
No.
Okay, well, there's a change. There's one specific one. There was a covenant that said, give me the tip of your wee-wee. It's no longer in effect. So there's one change.
Show me a change.
But then
in
there's the
moral
600
framework.
others.
What?
Oh, a moral framework?
I said
Is the
moral
old covenant
framework.
was the old covenant part of God's moral framework?
The old covenant was to show, especially if you're specifically talking about the law of Moses, was to show that people can't keep the covenant. It was to show that it was a symbolic way of showing that people sin without help. They can't help it. That's literally the whole reason of the old covenant. It didn't change. That's still that moral framework
Is it still in effect? I'll help you out. The answer is no. Is it still in effect?
change and more. Am I lagging again?
Yes,
Oh
you are
my
lagging.
goodness.
Is the old covenant still in effect?
No, well, in some senses, I mean, because the whole reason of the old covenant was to show that we all fall short, and we still do that. That's why I'm saying the moral framework never changed because we still all fall short of sin,
Is the
and we're
old covenant
perfected
still
by
in effect?
Christ. No, not the laws.
Okay, let me ask a slightly different question. Do you think that if a Jew would have followed almost none of the old covenant laws that they could have gone to heaven?
You're asking me if they could have gone to heaven? Of course, like anyone can go to heaven if they accept Christ.
No, I'm talking about before Christ even existed, during the time of the old
Okay,
covenant.
you didn't clarify that last time, so I was making sure. But like before Christ even existed, you're saying they never followed like I mean it depends it's circumstantial, right? But most likely no. I'm gonna say most likely. I'm not gonna give you 100%.
Okay.
I
If a
don't I don't pick
person
and choose like that.
today, if a person today follows basically none of the old covenant laws, can they go to heaven?
Because it's a change
So the moral
in the
framework has changed. Yep. Hey,
no.
here's the
Okay,
calculus.
you
Here's the
can interrupt and
formula
argue
for
with
how you
yourself.
go to heaven. And this is how you do it. Oh, but now that Jesus has lived, died, and been nailed to a
Because of a
tree
change
and
in
got
people,
resurrected,
there's a new
now
covenant.
you don't have to do those things anymore. So the moral framework has changed.
No, the laws have changed.
Yeah, and the laws are part of the moral framework. So,
No,
like,
the laws were
what
just
do you
there to
want to
show us
talk
that
about
we're
next,
not
dude? This
holy.
is not going well for you.
I know. I think you're not understanding. We don't have
No,
to talk about
I
anything. I just came
understand
up on here.
perfectly. You're just dancing around it and changing
All
what
right,
things mean.
let's
And
talk about the Great Commission. You were strawmanning the crap out of that dude on the Great Commission. We can go back to the Great Commission. You saying that verse specifically talks about believers, all believers.
yes, because that's what it says.
Well, do you
Anyone
know that's
who is baptized and believes.
show me where it says anyone?
I think it actually says everyone.
It says
Um.
whoever.
Oh, whoever. Yeah, same
Yeah,
difference.
whoever believes, and it's a continuation of the
Do you
previous
believe?
verses where it talks about. Yeah, of course I believe.
Are you baptized?
Yes.
Okay, so drink poison then, please.
Why would I?
Well, you have weak faith then.
Yeah. Wait, if we're talking about the Great Commission, yep, that was specifically talking about the disciples.
Yeah,
It's a
it says
continuation of the
whoever. No,
previous
it wasn't
verses.
because it says whoever is
Do you
baptized
think
and
those verse
believes.
numbers? Do you think those verse numbers were there when he was talking?
I think the
No, then it's a
entire ending
continuation.
of Mark is a total forgery. That's what I
That's
think.
fine. That's fine. I don't
But
even
I'm
like.
not the one that has to have faith in this. And neither do you. You have weak faith. You won't drink poison because you don't believe the words of the
It's
Bible.
because if I drink poison, I'm gonna get poisoned,
Okay, so
right?
Jesus
I'm
isn't going
gonna
to save
die.
you,
Well, yeah, he doesn't save everyone, right? He only saves people who are faithful to him.
especially
But
not
again,
you.
when it says who, okay, when it says, yeah, sure, you can whatever. Whenever it says whoever, you agree it's specifically talking about disciples,
No, because it says
or is
who
it talking about all believers?
it means whoever. Whoever is baptized and
Okay, so then
believes.
why does he
Whoever.
rebuke their unbelief a few verses down? Why does he rebuke their unbelief if he's talking about all believers?
How you're telling me
Ooh,
that
you're
he
really
can't
quiet.
you're telling me that he can't be addressing everybody by saying
If
whoever.
he's talking about all believers, why does he then rebuke their unbelief? That's a logical contradiction.
Where does it even say that?
A couple of verses down, it says he rebuked their unbelief. Maybe it's a
After the
different
Lord
account.
Jesus has spoken to them, he was taken up to heaven and sat at the right hand of God. Then their disciples reached out and preached everywhere, and the Lord worked with them and confirmed his word by the signs that accompanied it. So, you know you're going to go to hell for lying, right? Because it doesn't say what you just said.
Why would I go to hell for lying?
Oh,
Might be in a different
liars go to heaven.
synoptic
Oh,
gospel.
yeah, that's right. Thou shalt not bear false witness is no longer in effect because God's morality changes. That's right. So go and drink
You still haven't
poison.
demonstrated that.
And yep, so you either now let me be fair. You're probably just massively incompetent because you don't understand what words mean. So you just thought it said that they were rebuked for their unbelief, but no, it doesn't say
It's
that
a
at all.
different
So you
synoptic
were
gospel.
wrong.
I thought you were in Matthew. Fine.
No,
Fine, I thought you were in a different synoptic gospel. That's the Great Commission. There's a different account for what that says. That's fine. Even if it doesn't say that,
what
right?
kind
It's
of
still
Christian
talking. It's
doesn't
still
know that the
specifically.
thing about snake handling and drinking poison is only in the Gospel of Mark? No kind of Christian at all, says me.
Wait, the Great Commission is in two synoptic gospels. You're just wrong.
No, I can't be wrong. I've got the special sauce.
I don't know what the heck that means. I don't know. I
It's
don't
because you
want to
don't
know what
have
the
the
heck that
special
means.
sauce.
I'm glad. I don't know what the heck that is. Um,
You wouldn't get it.
yeah. So whenever it says whoever believes, right, it's specifically talking to the apostles because it's a continuation. Those numbered verses, they weren't there. I don't know why you keep specifically taking that verse. It's a continuation of the previous talking, right? It's not going to be like randomly start talking about everyone after Jesus was talking specifically to the apostles. I don't know. Your comprehension skills are kind of low tier.
You want to take a
I
look
don't
at
know who in their
Matthew?
right
You want to
mind.
take a look at Matthew with me?
Yeah, we can.
Okay, then the 11 disciples went to Galilee to the mountain where Jesus had told them to go. And they saw him, they worshipped him, but some had doubted. Then Jesus said to them, all authority in heaven and on earth has been given to me. Therefore, go and make disciples of all nations, baptizing them in the name of the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit. And if they are baptized and believe, then they'll be able to do these things.
This is it's the same account.
Yeah, there you go. So drink poison then. Nothing bad's gonna happen to you
Wait,
because
is he talking
you
to
are
believers?
baptized
All
and will believe.
believers? Is
What's
he
the
talking about all believers?
what's the order? Yeah, what's the order of events here? Which specific
The
thing
order of
happened?
events?
When does the part where they doubted Jesus happen in Mark?
And is this Mark or Matthew?
This
Oh,
is
this is
Mark.
Mark still?
Matthew says, and some doubted. So, at what point in this narration of Mark did they not include the doubting? Where does that go?
Wait, they don't need to include the doubting. It's a different account of Jesus' life. What?
Okay, so which one happened first?
They happen at the same time. They just recorded it differently.
Good grief. What do you want to talk? What do you
We
want
got
to talk
Charlie
about
Brown in the
next?
chat. Charlie Brown.
Mm-hmm.
Good grief.
Good grief.
Are you done? You're conceding the Great Commission then?
No,
Then why are you going away from it?
because
You
you
literally Matthew
because you don't have a take on it.
Matthew
You
specifically
cannot
talks about
you
how he
cannot
doubted their
structure.
he
Go ahead.
rebuked their unbelief in a different account of the same event.
And then I asked you when that
So
occurs
how is he
because we're
talking about
trying
all
we're trying to fit
believers?
in.
Okay.
Is he talking to all believe? Yeah. So in order for that to be the case, then you need to tell me when in Mark did the part about him rebuking them happen?
Why? Wait, why?
Because that hinges
What's the
on
argument for that?
your argument about verse 16. So when did it
Wait,
happen?
what?
God,
I
kid.
don't need to show where it happened in Mark. It's a different
Then you
account.
don't
It's a
have,
different recording
but it's the same
of the same
event
event.
that happened at the same
So
time.
exactly. So people
Buddy,
recorded it differently of the same event.
you don't know your own argument. You're saying that the word whoever is not being addressed to what it says, whoever believes and is baptized. You're saying it's specific to the apostles. And then you're using the context to justify that with this part about him talking to them and him rebuking them for doubting. So then whoever has to be addressed specifically to the apostles. So where does the doubting take place in Mark?
It took place in the event, but Mark didn't record it. He doesn't have to record it for his reliability
Yeah, it doesn't
for his
have to say
reliability.
anything for you to argue, Herder, this is what happened. You can harmonize those two completely different accounts in whatever way is convenient for you. You're just
Completely
making
different
stuff up.
accounts. It's almost the same event. It's almost recorded the exact thing. Está bien. All right, it's talking about the same accounts. It's talking about the same event. It's just different accounts. Why does that disprove his reliability? You're gonna have to substantiate that.
The
The
buddy, what the heck? Hold on, I just gotta. What the fuck is going on? My TikTok thing said I had to complete a puzzle or it was going to shut my live stream down. This burden is on you, and you will not pick up the burden. You will not pick up your cross. So you have weak faith. You won't pick up your cross, and you don't understand that the law changed. So I don't know. What do you want to talk about next?
I guess you're just winning arguments with yourself because I never said any of these things. Sure, the law can change. That doesn't mean his moral framework changes.
Yes, it
What?
does, because the law is part of his moral framework.
How? The law is just sin.
The
We
law
still
is
sin.
sin.
That's still the law. Yes, the law is to show that we can't keep the law. That's literally what the law was in place for.
Yeah,
It's to show that we always sin.
except that was proven wrong earlier when I asked you, would Jews have to follow the covenant in order to be able to get to heaven? And you said yes.
Which covenant? Which
The
covenant?
old covenant before the time of Jesus. You specifically said, yes, they would have to do that. So it
No, that's
obviously
not
is
even
part
what
of
you
the moral
asked.
framework.
You're changing your question.
I
You said
no, not
if the
at all.
Jew
That is
barely followed
exactly the
any laws.
question.
You said if
Yeah.
no, you said if the Jew barely followed any laws, can they still get to heaven?
And you
I said
said
most
no.
likely not, because they're not following the covenant to the best of their abilities.
But why
when you
follow the
follow
covenant?
best,
But the covenant was just to show them that they live in sin. It has nothing to do with going to heaven.
exactly. So if you
Except
follow
it has everything
exactly.
to do with going to. Buddy,
So if you
you
follow the covenant to
contradicted
the best of
yourself
your
in one
abilities,
breath.
no,
They
you don't
have to
even know
do
what
this to go to
contradiction.
heaven, but it doesn't matter. It's not
That's
part of
not
the
what I
moral
said.
framework.
When did I say? When did I say that? When did I say that they have to do it to go to heaven? When did I say that? I
5
never said
seconds
that.
ago?
Any laws, can they still get to heaven?
And you
I said
said
most
no.
likely not, because they're not following the covenant to the best of their abilities. No, I did. Yo,
What if they didn't
honestly, you're
follow
not a
any of the
reliable
laws?
source. If they didn't follow any of the laws,
Yeah.
nobody ever followed the law perfectly, and people still went to heaven. If you follow the law to
You're just
to
an
the best of your
impenetrable
ability,
fortress of contradictions. What if they
explain,
barely
yo,
follow any of the laws? Oh, then they probably won't
if
go to
they
heaven.
then they're
But
not
nobody
following, then they're
ever
not
followed
following to the
all
best
of
of
the
their ability.
laws, and yet people can still go to heaven.
Because if you follow the law to the best of your ability and you still fall short, that was the point. You can still go to heaven even if you fall short, because Christ sacrificed himself for us. That's the whole point.
Christ
You're literally just
sacrificed
preaching
himself
Christianity
for us
here.
3,000 years ago?
Yes, yes, because he
3,000 years ago?
transcends time. 2000, because he transcended
No,
time.
3,000 years ago did Jesus sacrifice himself for us?
Yes, because he transcends time, so he covers sins past,
Okay,
present,
so
and
all the
future.
Jews before Jesus are in hell anyways because they didn't have faith in Jesus.
I just said past, present, and future. He covered
So
sins.
all Jews that have
You know
ever
why?
lived
Yes.
are in hell. Noah is
You
in hell.
understand why the old covenant, under the old covenant, people sacrifice animals, because it was pointing to the ultimate sacrifice. It wasn't necessarily for their sins. It was just a foreshadowing of Christ.
Is
So
Moses
they
in
did
heaven?
that to cover their sins. Yes, of course.
Moses is in heaven?
Yes, Saint Moses.
He didn't have faith in Jesus.
It doesn't matter, because he followed the law
Once
to the best of his
again,
ability.
the complete contradiction. Jesus' sacrifice transcends all of time. Oh, that means that before
Yes.
Jesus even existed, you still have to have faith in him to be saved.
No, that's not
Nuh-uh.
what I said. I said before.
I know it's not
I
what
said
you said,
before
but it's
Jesus
what you
existed,
meant.
because he transcended time. His sin. It said your sins are covered. No, that's not what I meant. Don't put words in my mouth. Obviously, you have to put words in your mouth to win an argument. I said because he transcends time, his sacrifice is going to cover everyone's sins, past, present, and future.
So the Jews of today
That's what I
can
said.
go
I
to
didn't say
heaven
that
then.
they have to know
Okay.
Jesus.
So
No,
now you're
'cause they don't.
contradicting a
Yeah.
different thing you said earlier, which is Jews today can't go to heaven. No,
I said
Jesus'
if they don't
sacrifice
accept the
transcends all of
Messiah.
time.
Wait. Salvation is going to be a cooperation of energies. If you don't accept the salvation, then you'll know you're not
A
going to go to heaven.
cooperation of energies.
Yes. You think saving someone takes only one person?
Oh, so Jesus didn't save anybody then. You believe in a weak, pathetic, puny God that can't save anybody by himself.
Oh,